Well, I made it to the head of the canyon. We'll see if there's any petroglyphs down here. Just look at the top, there is some black rock. No petroglyphs, but that's encouraging. Some little caves over there. Something's been dragging sticks in there, probably a rat. I know there's some black. There may have been fires in here in the past. But nothing much to see. Looks like some pottery. A little unusual to find in the creek bottom. I haven't seen any other signs. I put that piece up right here next to these other broken ones, but I guess I better keep my eyes open. Oh, looks like it's today's happy birthday balloon. Oh no, this one's about a baby, I think. Welcome, baby. We'll take it back. And just above the balloon, a little overhang with some swallows' nests. I just saw a couple owls fly by. Of course, I can't ever get a picture of those with this phone. Another couple pour-offs here where the creek falls off a rock edge, digs a little hole in the ground, and it's a good place to find water. It's also a good place to find petroglyphs if people were living around here and using it. A lot of decorations around these sort of permanent water holes, if you're lucky, but I haven't seen anything yet. Interesting spot, a bend in the creek. So I haven't seen any petroglyphs, so. Well, I walked over to take a little closer look at the rocks. Many of the rocks on the ground, but I noticed on this big black face, there may be some writing up there. It looks like, a very loose spiral and some other marks. I couldn't even identify them as tracks, but that looks man-made as opposed to natural, so not a great example, but it's the first thing I've seen. Well, I'm coming to the bottom of the canyon. It's been a nice canyon to walk, but it is pretty bereft of petroglyphs. I moved up the road to the second canyon that I had in mind. Also have no idea if anything's here. This one's a little bit higher altitude, so there's more trees. The recent rain has left some puddles. I can see one up there, and I just passed one behind me. A lot of mud around there. I'm guessing there's cows down here doing that. But, well, we'll see. Sort of interesting to run into a dam here. A lot of these creeks have been dammed through the years. This one is a modern concrete one. Some of them are older ones made by the settlers. But you can see the whole thing has been, I guess they call it silted in, looking upstream. There's any water being held behind this dam right now. Perhaps a grave. Can't think of any other reason why somebody would stand up rocks like that. This is sort of a funny thing to run across. It's obviously modern. People are keeping things up here. I don't know exactly. There's something up there as well. I don't know what these structures are for. Something to do with managing water, perhaps. Oh, it's open. I'll have to go around it. Maybe it's a well. It's not in the best repair, but yeah, I think that's The well's not very deep, but it might have held some water. Maybe, I think it, you can see the bottom. And up here, I'm guessing maybe somebody used to live here. I'll go take a closer look. Yeah, that's a plastered wall. This was somebody's house. It has since collapsed. I mean, this part of northern Arizona had plenty of early settlers. Like somebody chose to live here. I have no idea when they might have built this or when it fell apart. It's sort of interesting to come across, so just looking back up the canyon, and I'm heading down that way along the cow paths. I think I see something over here, so it'd be great. Let's go look. Yeah, this panel here has some old petroglyphs, and they're not too bad. Well, look at the feet. We get over here. Oh, I see a turkey track. More feet. Some abstract, indiscreet things. I won't, indiscreet. Undecipherable, let's call it, that I won't try to interpret. There's some more feet up there. And let's go over and look at this section. There's some, you know, a lizard man type guy. More feet. Some things I don't want to quite interpret. This thing is sort of interesting down here. And over here. I like those. It's bad form to walk on these things, so let me walk around. So you can get another view. That's certainly a guy down there. Some tracks as well as the feet. It's a nice view of the feet with this light. A little different angle with the sun, and you get a little different quality of what you see. Here's these feet up here, and looking down at this other stuff we already looked at before. This these turkey tracks, as I call them. Need to move myself, and maybe I can move this plant a little bit so we can see that spiral there too. Very cool. At least we saw something decent. This is the first one of these through the creek fences that I've seen that is intact. Normally they get washed out, so whichever rancher's taking care of this, he's quite diligent. You can see some of the stuff that gets washed up against the fence, but they really take a beating sometimes a year. I'm going to have to find a way over, under, or around this. Well, I was walking down the canyon and noticed this side canyon that I was starting to walk up, and I was wondering if those are petroglyphs there. And I look a little closer, and there's some right over here. Maybe nothing great, but this may lead to some more. Whatever was there is gone. Here we see a foot with a tail. It looks, that's a new one. A little mark over there. Can't make out too much. I'm actually wondering if there's any down here, or these are very old ones. It's completely repatinated. Yeah, I think somebody carved something there. I'm not sure. Tell me what you think. as I hear one YouTube guy always say. Okay, not too much later. That's an obvious one I'm coming up on. So one of those spirals with a squiggly tail. Looks like maybe even a spiral on both ends. Well, wandering through the bushes down here, I can see something really quite bold on that panel down there. We're going to go down and look at it. Okay, this really looks like something here. We haven't had any nice ones like this today, but I think we do now. So we've got, well, those couple bold ones there. There's some little bit of geometrical things. I don't know, the bottom one's quite interesting with those. Looks like a couple of ribbons. One upside down, one at the bottom. There's some older ones around it. You look below. There's a lizard man. There's an animal. There's a square with a cross through it. There's a hammerhead guy. And if you look up on top, there's even a few more up there. I'll try to get a little closer, although this is up pretty high. Show you, there's the ground. Probably, I don't think I'll be able to reach those, so I'll just try to do it a different way. It's about as close as I can get. That's nice. I think that profile looks like somebody, but I'm not going to guess who.